Good evening, we the people. We thank you for coming to join us for another .99 fine presentation from PM Galleria. And this one right here is another piece in our series for our Stacker community YouTube creators, all the hard work that they do. This is another one of several pieces, or 7 rather, pieces that we are sending out as an appreciation. So hopefully the YT creator who gets this enjoys it and finds some value in it, both intrinsic and personal value, as well as their community, our community, Soul One community. We are the people, we the people. And PM Galleria enlisted the help of James Bikenut from Liquid Metals UK to complete this one. And if you don't know James Bikenut, his work is outstanding. I would definitely recommend him. He's a UK-based pourer and artist himself, and he just does fantastic work. You know, shipping is great. I'm here in the States, and you know, I got everything I needed with no problem. And it's just, you know, what can I say? I'll let you check the work out for yourself. And the YT creator that is going to receive this, this fellow, he is a man of the world, and I really enjoyed his content, going around and seeing different LCSs in different countries, regions of the world, how they conduct themselves, different coinage of the world, you know, and it's just enjoyable. And you know, it's not just stacking, but it shows you the culture of stacking also in different regions. And you know, that being said, I definitely enjoyed it. So, you know, without further ado, PM Galleria would like to present a .99 fine presentation, which we would like to call Krustacean Vacation. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Krustacean Vacation. And this piece right here was kind of odd taking its form. Usually I'll have an idea in my head, and you may hear the kids in the background. Like I said, the best things to come out are usually in the basement. Scariest things too. Yeah, but this was originally going to be called Card Sharks and Crustacean, because the original idea was to have a bunch of sharks around a pool table playing cards against a bunch of crabs. And then it kind of transformed as I was going through gathering materials, just tossing an idea around my head. And a lot of pieces that I do end up turning out in that manner, whereas though I may have one idea, but it begins to take a life of its own once it starts being formed and taking shape. And look at this little guy right here. He's getting a nice tan, huh? He's on his back. Wonder if the crab could get out of that. Yeah. But nice boardwalk here. I try to use a different medium. But as I was saying, it begins to take its own form, and then it went towards more of like a crab shack. And I don't know if anyone's been to them. Some maybe not. But you know how they serve you the metal bucket with the nutcracker in there, maybe some peanuts, things like that. You may get some odds and ends, and that's kind of how I was looking at it. But I envisioned something more sea-bound, seaworthy. That's why you see the rope. And this is actually, even though it is laying flat right now, this can be hung up as a picture, and it will begin to take on more of a look like this from what I am envisioning. But again, this one could be laid down flat as sort of a table piece, or put inside a case, or just whatever have you, whatever's your fancy, you know. And sand mixed with copper, and each of these pieces, I believe, are about 30 to 35 grams of 0.99 fine silver. You know, you see all your crustaceans enjoying a nice day out. And this platform we like to use as a means of expression, both physically and mentally. You know, some things we may discuss, people like, don't like. I just like to get things off my mind. You know, I'm a human like everybody else, and I just feel as though this is a good forum. So I put things into different mediums. Content creating, videos, it's all a medium. Wood, cardboard, air, voice, canvas, whatever it is, it's just a medium. Just a means of getting across what you want to express. And depending on where you're at, oh, you got to see this thing when the sun hits it, though. I tell you, it takes on a whole different life. Right now, we're down in the basement, but I had this out in the sun, breathing, getting air, and, you know, when you see the sun glisten off of the octopus and the back of the crabs, shine off of the shark, the blue water, the algae, you know, and you may notice the small bits in here of copper, which gives it a little extra shine on here, along with the sand. It's just great. The shadow falls from the umbrellas, and these are actually martini umbrellas, but they just fit so perfectly. And you know, I got them from Wally Mart. Sometimes I may go and just see them and it just fit. But looking at this, I just begin to think about the term crabs in a barrel, right? And it just got me to thinking about the collapse. And, you know, I'm one who holds that we're already in the collapse. We're just not deep in it, in full swing. So a lot of people don't notice, but I do believe they're beginning to feel its effects. You know, you can see it in the driving of people, in the demeanor, just all of those things, you know. Where is it? There it is, the lobster. That was surprising by James. He really surprised me with this lobster. And I like this thing here. I like it. You can see the eyes, the tentacles. Nice. Nice work. And that's liquid metals out of the UK. And he actually put some crabs out, and that's actually how I seen it. But, you know, we're in the same Facebook groups, things like that. You know, and you may see his work there. Spartan, Gold Spartan. If you go to some of those groups, Facebook groups by Johnny Cox, and you know, you can see a lot of artists there. You know, they do a lot of great work. Definitely look them up. It's definitely worth it. And as always, you know, as far as pricing goes and what you're looking at, you're paying for the skill and the time. And it holds intrinsic value. This is what kind of differs from NFTs for me. But as I was saying about Crabs in a Barrel and the collapse, and I was just watching these documentaries, these BBC documentaries, where you see the people living in these countries, you know, across seas, and you know, they're on dirt roads, mud, you know, wondering how they're gonna get food the next day, lights, and just doing whatever they can, you know, to survive, you know. And it's just literally nothing there for them, you know, not even an opportunity. And you know, you see them help each other, and I think one of them were called like Dangerous Roads, if I remember correctly. But you see these people, and they'll get stuck in the mud because their roads, their infrastructure is so deteriorated that, you know, whenever it rains or anything happens, these trucks, these 40, 50, 60-year-old trucks that who knows how are still moving, you know, they're keeping together with string and rocks, will just break down. But you'll see drivers out there back to back, and they help each other, you know. And it's just a rule of thumb, you know. You see a guy stopped and he's stuck on a dirt road and bees are stinging him and he's worried about a lion ripping him apart, or you know, just anything, and they'll all stop and gather together and make sure each other gets through. And it's just the way it is, you know. And then I wonder about our country here in the States, and when people say, hey, you know, SHFT, look out for yourself, or not even just look out for yourself, but they're so worried about the person doing wrong to them, they're not thinking about, you know, the good, the exchange of the good, and how hard times bring the best out of people also, not just the worst, you know. I see a lot of focus, you know, especially with preppers and economic channels, things like that, more so preppers, that, you know, they're expecting the worst. Yes, be prepared for it, but hope for the best, you know, because I look at that and I say, these people have nothing. Literally, you see their kids starving. People like, we don't know when we're gonna eat, you know, and they're friendly. They'll invite you in. They do all that, you know. They respectful of the traveler, and it just goes to show that even through hardships, people have good natures about them also, you know. It's just learning how to deal with it and having community behind you. And I think that may be the key too, having a community, you know, people that, you know, even though things are rough, somebody's there with you, and you know, you're able to have somebody, even if you don't know them, that will stop, and if they have available, will do for you. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not maybe giving their last or just going door to door, but you do see them, and they conduct themselves in a civilized manner, you know. You don't see warlords popping up, you know, 5 boroughs of New York, and every borough is like the Warriors, you know. No. You know, average person, they're just trying to get by, take care of their families, you know, and they still have a community, they hold things together. And I think that may be the key also, and I do think that's possible, you know. Just because it's a collapse and things are bad monetarily, you know, and financially, doesn't mean that, you know, things are terrible. I just look back, you know, especially with my family, you know, we come from big families, and it seems that, you know, back in the day, people had less education, formal education. They had less opportunity in the corporate and business world. They had bigger families, but yet their family units were strong, and they produced people that produced good, you know, strong units, productive people that were morally upright, you know, and strong. And these days, it's like, people may see you and they'll be like, oh, you have a family, and wow, and it's amazing, and you know, We don't want to have kids, and that's your own choice. But I just look at it like, that's not an odd thing. That's a normal thing. It's odd not to, you know, uh, go on and build, because to me, part of community and growing and keeping things is also having a family and producing more people that will be productive and push humanity and society and civilization forward, you know. And I definitely think that's one of the things that we need to look at. You see the family units now, and they have everything at their fingertips. Literally, with the push of a button, they can be anywhere in the world, and they're just bankrupt, morally corrupt, and it seems as though they don't have the same sense of knowledge of things. Not meaning it's stupid, but they don't hold the same knowledge and skill sets as once was. Many times today I passed on a road, and it was funny that I got to think about it. I was on a trip going out of state and back and forth with the family, and I seen so many people on the road with just a flat tire looking lost, unable to change a flat tire for whatever reason. And it's just wow. A couple of times I seen the AAA vehicle out there, but it's just a sad sight to see what's happening. Look at this. It was funny, and I actually had to search for these. I thought I had some, but I didn't, and I had to go make a run to grab some. But I found these things along the way, and I love these right here. I love how this just shadow hits off of it. It raises up. It just brings everything out for me. Something as simple as that, creeping in for a dip, huh? Put your toes in, huh? But yeah, this one is called Krustacean Vacation, and this is for one stacker that is on a journey. Hopefully he gets this and he finds silver. This is PM Galleria. We the people, I thank you for coming, taking time out of your day. Hopefully you hit that share button, that like button, you subscribe, you comment, and you share, and you help the channel grow, and we form our community. As you know, this is a new channel, so we're still feeling our way through, but honestly, a lot of this is expression, so I won't write a lot of things down. I'm showing you the pieces that I come up with, and hopefully you find some value intrinsically as well as personally in some of these pieces. Thank you, we the people. Remember, you have all the power. Have a good evening. We'll see you again. PM Gallery is signing out.